Good afternoon, I'm Crimson Skies, and welcome. Oh my God, it's a video. Holy cow! Uh, so because it's been a while, holy cow, and so this video I think is gonna be the beginning of a series that I want to work on. Oh, not necessarily work on, but ramble about. And this is ways I believe we can make APB actually better. It's kind of the phrasing I want to put it because obviously I don't agree with matchmaking phasing. I think it's going to just add a lot of loading screens. I think it's going to add a lot of compounding issues that we're already suffering from. For example, like backup. How's backup going to work? We already have problems with people getting backup last second, but at least when you're in a district, it um, it's like, oh, you join, you lose, you just ready up and do another one. Now people are going to have to sit through a loading screen to then immediately lose and then ready up to load into another mission. It doesn't sound great. It sounds like they came up with the most convoluted system for matchmaking they could have possibly thought of. And it doesn't solve anything except, and in fact, it takes away a lot more. My theory is they're going to make it so that we can't choose specifically which district we want to play. Obviously, oh, why did I go out of focus? Oh no. What happened? Oh gosh, well that's not part of the plan. Well, whatever, we'll just lower my screen so it doesn't look so bad, huh? I don't know what it's focusing on, but it's focusing on something that's not me. That sucks. We'll just lower me so it's not so terrible. Okay. But I believe we're going to lose districts, so you won't be able to choose like the populated district, if that makes sense, or like a specific district you want to join. They'll obviously keep those big pictures. It's like financial, waterfront, social, asylum, bail and shipping, but I don't think we'll be able to choose that little button at the top that says choose district. I think they're going to take that away, and their excuse is, oh, well, you just go to social, you're ready for a contact, and it loads you into whatever district that they want to throw you in. Because obviously now you're going to get a guaranteed match as soon as you load into that district. So I think we're going to lose that. It's obviously going to effectively destroy any real opportunity to set up site activities in districts themselves. So, some of the roleplay aspects, what we have left of it is like crim ram raiding or stealing cars, and enforcers can kind of drive around and counter it. But so I think we lose out a lot more in terms of what we actually gain, which is nothing but missions. Obviously, the latest change that we can physically see is that groups are really scuffed. 4-man groups are basically impossible to find missions for. You take like an hour, it seems like, every single time. Not to mention, you can't ready up for missions if people are in different districts now, which is absolutely like nuts to me because, let's say you have like one playing waterfront, one in social, and two in financial, but you guys are all discussing something. It could be a bunch of clan members maybe discussing kind of like clan management or there's some issue that went down, or it could just be a bunch of friends just hanging out, hanging out, shooting the shit as they play kind of what they want to play in APB. You can't do that anymore. There's no flexibility. It's all rigid. It's all systems focused. It's all, for the mission. And I feel like they're tactically doing this, right? They removed VoIP. And then with VoIP gone, they're like, oh, well, I mean, you don't necessarily need to be in a group anymore. You just use Discord. Fucking, I hate that shit. We used to have voice chat. Now we're literally being told to use third-party programs to be able to communicate with each other. I don't know. I hate it. But that's not what we're here for, okay? I just obviously don't like the matchmaking phasing. I think we're losing significantly more than what we are going to get out of it. And I think it's just going to have a lot of like compounding issues from like current issues we already have, on top of now extra loading screens, on top of whatever other issues may arise, because I don't know what else could happen, but I don't think it's going to be a very good or smooth transition. But so what do I suggest for matchmaking? That's kind of the concept of this video. That's the title of the video. It's going to be about matchmaking. I believe we shouldn't like have it where people load into different districts, like forced on them, right? I believe we should have it where we absolutely shouldn't have it where people load into empty districts, which is something They basically confirmed as well. They said matchmaking was working exactly as intended. I'm very disappointed. They obviously have like an idea for what they want APB to be, but I don't see it as APB. It's not an open world MMO that we were kind of dealing with a weird blend where it was like almost a lobby ish open world multiplayer game. But now they're trying to get rid of the MMO aspect almost entirely and make it like a lobby based shooter. They're turning into fucking Call of Duty or some fucking nonsense like that, and it sucks. I think it sucks. But let me discuss matchmaking. Right. So what would I suggest? I believe we could have gone down a significantly easier path for matchmaking. And I think it solves almost all the issues everybody's having with the game in terms of like how matchmaking works. And what do you mean? Well, I have a little bit of a little MS Paint project I made. Let me see if I can control this. Okay. So we have this is my MS Paint. I look like a 5-year-old made it, but it gets the point across. It's even color coded. So we got gold at the top, we got silver in the middle, and we got bronze on the bottom. And this is how old school matchmaking used to be. You used to be able to see specifically what your threat was. So when you spend 30 minutes looking for a match, at least you understand kind of why it's taking you so long if you're sitting in like the gold 8 range because and they still have this type of matchmaking in the background. And they made it more strict. Once again, the focus is out, but I made it small for a reason. But when G1 simplified our threat visibility, they didn't simplify the threat in the behind the scenes. But what they did do was they made it significantly more lenient, so people could kind of match against each other at a bit more extreme ends to kind of make it so that matchmaking is not such a big deal. I mean, I still had issues, but I think it was serviceable. I think matchmaking was absolutely serviceable with what G1 did. Little Orbit, on the other hand, is obviously like skewing it way out of fucking proportion. Okay, and in my theory, because I obviously don't know, right? I don't work there, but in theory, they're making it significantly more strict, right? So I'll give you a couple examples. Let's say gold 8 can match against up to like gold 10s, and then of course maybe down to like gold 4, right? And then it's the same concept as everything else. Gold 5s can go down to like gold silver 10, and then go up to like gold 8. And obviously the idea is to keep it where people are matching against similar skilled people. And once again, I don't think it's a bad system as long as we had the more advanced threat visibly, so that we can at least understand how we're matching against people that we're matching against. But what they want to do is they just want to outright remove it. At least that's the theory. That's what I'm hearing, is that they're trying to take it away even further. So now you can't see people's threat, but they're going to still match people based on that kind of stuff. So you're just going to see a bunch of fucking people standing around wondering why they're not getting fucking missions, which we're already getting. There's already a bunch of people who don't understand like why things are happening the way they are, because threats been visibly simplified. So here's what I suggest we do. We simplify the matchmaker behind the scenes to match what we, the player, can visibly see, so that disconnect is gone, right? And so this is what I suggest we do, right? We make it where gold, in terms of matchmaking, only matchmaking, okay, is that gold, and you can keep the advanced threat kind of like behind the scenes, so you can maybe get information and stats and see kind of how things are going. But all golds match against only all golds. All silvers match against only silvers. But the matchmaker treats them all the same. Okay? The matchmaker treats gold as gold, silver is silver, and bronze is bronze. And then what I want, and then of course green. We're just gonna, green down here. But I don't really care about green. What I believe this is going to do is I believe this is going to push all of the lower tier golds out into silver. And then that's obviously going to then push all of the lower tier silvers down into bronze. So you're going to get a wider variety of player base in all of the other ranks. I'm even pretty sure we'll actually get some greens, right? We'll actually see green threat like actually running around. Another thing I think this is going to do is it's going to make gold an actually sought after rank. And anybody who has gold, people will obviously automatically understand that that person is not shit. Because right now it's so convoluted and such a stupid concept. And once again, it used to make sense when we could visibly see it, right? If you saw a gold 1 to like gold 3, you were like, okay, that's a silver still learning to play the game. Gold 4 to gold 6, we're like, okay, these are people you could actually maybe, who are becoming a bit more competent. And then like anybody gold 7 and above were like the best players, right? But now we can't tell, right? Anyone who hits gold 1 is the exact same threat visibly to a gold 10. There's no difference. You can't tell anymore. So why would you make it so that there's a complex system where there's a huge wait time, especially in NA, right? We'll sit around for the double B for like 20 fucking minutes, staring at all the fucking golds standing around waiting for missions, but none of us are matching against each other because they have this system here that's like super strict where they're trying to find like even matches. I think what they need to do is they need to make it so that the threat is as simplified as what we see. Okay, so that we at least understand. Now, one thing I absolutely hate is waiting literally 40 fucking minutes for a match, if not longer. And it happens all the time. It's why I haven't been playing APB all that much lately, because I don't have the kind of fucking time to just sit around and wait to play one mission for the day. It's stupid. So what I suggest we now do is that after they simplify it where it does this, which I think is actually a better system already, okay, and if it's only matching golds against golds, there's plenty of golds, so everyone's going to find their missions. There's plenty of silvers and there's plenty of bronze. There's a perfect variety there. But let's take this a little step further to get rid of this fucking wait time. Okay, and we'll start at the top. We will keep this leash for a 5-minute period. And then after that 5 minutes, they can now match against anybody. And understand there's a ton of fucking golds, and there's going to be a bunch of people constantly trying to like get gold. So there's always going to be a cycle of players coming in and out of gold. Okay, and not to mention the top tier players are actually going to be able to find fucking missions and then push all those lower threat those lower skill players out of gold. So it's actually going to be a sought after position. But let's say all of the good players successfully boot everybody out of gold and they can't find anybody again, right? Even though I don't think that's like I mean, it just doesn't. It wouldn't make sense to me that there never would be players constantly bouncing back in. So I think a 5-minute wait time. I'm just saying, I think 5 minutes is plenty of time to find a match, especially if the matchmaker is this simplified. So what this is going to do is that after the 5 minutes, they can now match against anybody. Okay, silvers will have a 2-minute wait time. Okay, before they then can match against anybody. And then bronze, just right off the bat, won't have a wait time, right? They'll just be able to match against anybody. But once again, they have to wait until the silvers or the bronze hit their time before their leash comes off too. So the reasoning behind this is that bronze will more than likely play against silvers. I think there's a chance bronze can end up playing against silvers. I think that's a possibility. I think a 5-minute wait time with this simplified threat is plenty of time for golds to be able to find a match. But just in case, I think every now and then there might be a point where they'll hit that 5-minute wait time, and then bam, they'll probably end up playing against some bronze. But this is a far better system, in my mind. A far better system. It solves the issue of people kind of being like, oh my god, I'm a bronze, why am I playing against golds? Or I don't like it when people complain about like max rank people playing against low rank people, because the Joker store kind of mitigates that issue, since you can now rent like end game weapon mods, you can rent weaponry, you can do all sorts of stuff with the Joker store now. It's like one of the best things Little Orbit's actually kind of fleshed out and done, and I think it mitigates the issue of low rank players versus high max rank players, because low rank players can now effectively play max rank. They can play end game without being end game, and I think that kind of just um, so I don't think people complaining about getting matched against max threat is as much of an issue as it used to be. In fact, I don't see it as an issue at all anymore with with players' abilities to do so. Someone said that in District Chat. I was like, oh, but you can get those things at the Joker store. But then they're like, oh, but you need to grind out Joker tickets. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? You just the fucking double B in Wilson LeBoyce's mission is play a mission. You can't play a fucking mission, or are you just too stupid to fucking pledge to that contact for like one mission? It doesn't make sense to me. You can get Joker tickets so easy right now, and they have a system that really allows you to rent stuff. So I don't see the versus max rank thing an actual issue. It's just people that need to kind of understand that the availability is there, because obviously there is no tutorial. Yes, they have a tutorial thing, but no new players are. They're not gonna fucking sit through a whole fucking board and read through and be like, "Oh, kick a door open." No, of course not. They don't. They don't know. They don't understand that. And then they soft lock themselves out. But we're not talking about that. We're only talking about rank. We're only talking about the matchmaker. I think this is what we should do. I think this is the best of both worlds, right? You get it where golds only play against golds, but guess what? The matchmaker sees all golds as the same. So all golds are just going to play against each other, right? And there's plenty of fucking golds playing this fucking game right now. Because once again, they have this like super strict system where fucking, they're trying to find a balance, but they're treating it like we can actually fucking see what our threat actually is. We can't. They hid it from us. G1 hid it from us like 10 years ago. If you want to keep the strict system, bring back the advanced threat so we can at least see it. Okay? So we understand it. But, of course, they don't want to do that. They actually want to go the other way. They want to hide it even further. So why not go down a simplified system like this? Because that would even make sense for a hidden system. Okay? Because it's so lenient that you'd still find matches super fucking easy. But then nobody would even know why they're matching against the people they're matching against. So I think they're going the wrong way about the threat thing. But we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about the matchmaker. Okay? But that's kind of my thing, right? Golds versus golds, silvers versus silvers, bronze versus bronze, but all bronze are seen the same, all silvers are seen the same, all golds are seen the same. That way, you don't have to wait very long to get a fucking match, and it's not a fucking convoluted system. It's super simple, it's super basic, and I think it works way better than what we have right now. And just in case you can't find a match, or it takes more than 5 minutes for golds to find one, guess what? The max you're waiting is 5 fucking minutes, and then you're going to be in one. Guaranteed. It'll be a lower skill one, but I don't see how that could even be a thing until like months, or like I guess a month of people playing, and this happens where all of the lower skill gets kicked into silver, and then all of the lower skill silvers get kicked into bronze, and you see that wider variety. I think then, but I think even by then, there's only gonna be like what, like let's say worst case scenario, 2 to 3 golds in a district. Once again, it's only like 2 to 3 golds, They wait 5 minutes, and once again, the silvers are only waiting 2 minutes, so the bronze are probably constantly playing against silvers. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the same people playing against golds every single time, because golds are going to have to wait 5 minutes. So anybody that goes, oh, but then it's just going to be the golds bashing on the same fucking people over and over again, I disagree. I think with this 5-minute leash, those same bronze are probably getting their ass beat. If worst case scenario, are going to hit that 2-minute mark with the silvers, and they're going to get matched against silvers. And it's just going to be another group of players that hit those gold players. So I think it rotates out the players against golds. I think it simplifies the system enough so everybody understands who it is they're playing against. I think it's fair enough, and it's going to really set a standard for what gold, silver, bronze, and green are, right? Where gold is the best of the best, silvers are the people actively like trying to get better, bronze are the casuals, and then greens are like the new players, right? I think it just fits everything super fucking well. and it solves the matchmaker issue as far as I can tell. I don't see how there's an actual issue with this design, but I don't understand why they didn't go with this in the first place. I don't see why this isn't a fucking thing right now. They did it visually. G1 did it visually. Why is it they didn't do this in the back end? And once again, they can keep the more advanced threat so they can get like statistics and see kind of what's going on, the intricacies of things, for all they want to do. And I highly doubt they're going to bring back the advanced threat for players to visibly see. So why not simplify the matchmaker in a way that people can literally see and clearly understand without a massive disconnect from what the players see and how the system's actually functioning. I just think it's too convoluted for no reason. I think Little Orbit literally came up with the worst possible way to handle the matchmaker. But they always do that. They always come up with like absurd fucking projects. It completely shits itself, and then they like the battle royale, right? It was such a shitty fucking concept. They ended up having to like reverse all their projects, all their work for like what, a year, 2 years, or some shit like that. It was crazy. And this is the same thing. They came up with the most convoluted system that changes APB to such an extreme fucking extent that I don't even understand why they didn't go down a system like this first. I think this solves all of the matchmaking problems that we're having. But no, fucking just destroy the importance of districts. Remove any chance of any type of side activities in districts. Get rid of the roleplay aesthetic. Why are we even Crimson Enforcers now? Where's the roleplay? Where's the social elements of it? I mean, they're obviously pushing the social elements out. They're getting rid of all of the social elements, and it's missions or nothing, right? I mean, just look at the group change. Missions or nothing. Missions or nothing. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But that's it. I'm done. Fuck, it still isn't over 20-minute thing. It was only one subject, but I think I said everything I needed to say for the matchmaker. This is my alternative. Which I think is far better than what they're doing. Far less convoluted. Players can physically see. We don't lose the ability to choose which district we want to join. We don't lose the ability. We don't lose like kind of the social elements of like people sitting in the same district. Playing missions against each other. I think it's the best middle ground. And I think it'd be like the best matchmaker that we'd ever have in APB. I mean, once again, G1 did a really serviceable job with it. I don't know why they needed to change it. I think the problem was because people were playing against the same people or something. I think that was their excuse. But even then, that's whatever. That's my solution to the matchmaker. This is my idea. This is honestly, I think, the best course for APB, but Little Orbit's working on that matchmaking phasing stuff, and I really don't want it to come out. I haven't even been playing every day because every time I try, I wait like 30 minutes. I just don't have the time anymore. But yeah, that's it. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. If you guys disagree, please post why you disagree. Let's have constructive criticism. Let's have a conversation about this in the chat. Let me know what you guys think, and please don't be shy to comment your thoughts if you do disagree, like even heavily. If it's like something you think is the most insane thing ever, tell me why. Let me understand your perspective, and maybe we can find some conversation pieces to have. I don't know. I think we need to have this conversation because I think Little Orbit is literally it's literally like the worst path they could have taken in my mind. They're completely changing the way APB plays. It's going to be, it's just, they're getting rid of like the social aspects almost entirely. They're getting rid of the MMO aspects a lot, and they're really turning into a like just lobby-based shooter now. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. I'm Crimson Skies. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Peace.